welcome to this week's Football Talk podcast. It's an Easter special. Happy Easter, Dave. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Happy Easter, Josh. Happy Easter to everyone.
How is Easter in Singapore? Is it big? Is Easter eggs everywhere? Is there bunnies walking around? What's happening?
It's not as as well celebrated as in the UK, but there are a lot of Christians here, so they actually celebrate it properly, not with Easter egg hunts and stuff. They actually go to church and celebrate it. Obviously, us two not being very religious, we obviously celebrated Easter by getting drunk at the hockey festival. Is what we used to do, Josh.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, it's more here. People just enjoy the public holiday we get on the Friday, and then the Christians celebrate it properly. There probably is something going on that I don't know about, but I was playing football. That's how I spent my Easter Sunday.
Do you have an Easter egg? Is that happened?
No, because my wife isn't here, so I'm not going to buy one for myself because I don't have children. So.
Whoa! Is something wrong with chocolate now? Yeah?
I'll just buy some chocolate. It doesn't have to be. Also, when you buy an Easter egg, you're just getting a chocolate bar in the shape of an egg. Like if you got a Dairy Milk,
but you get to pay 3 times the price.
Yeah, so winner. Yeah, excellent.
I've already had a bag of mini eggs, and that was before 9 a.m. So
awesome.
I think I'm the winner.
You are winning at life at the moment. So
I would say mini eggs are one of the greatest pieces of confectionery ever.
They are, but then they've stopped doing them just at Easter, and they release them all year round. They're so good that it sort of takes the shine off it, don't you think? Should just be an
Absolutely,
Easter.
Yeah. It's not a limited edition. It's become saturated. I mean, I can have mini eggs for breakfast every day of the week.
Yeah, exactly.
Then also have diabetes, but swings and roundabouts.
Exactly. So, well, we hope everyone's having a good Easter. Josh, there's plenty to talk about today, so start us off with something that's caught your eye in the news.
What's caught my eye? Luton's under 8s. That's what caught my eye. Did you see this, Dave?
That sounds very dodgy, Josh. Luton, what caught my eye? Luton's under 8s. Oh yeah.
Their performance in the under 8s European champions, because they are the champions of Europe. They beat Barcelona in the semis and Juve in 6-1 in the final. So.
Oh my God. Are you making that up?
Yeah, no, I'm not making that up. That's what caught my eye, not for any other.
Wow.
Reason, right?
One, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Why is there even an under 8s European competition?
What are your thoughts on football of age? And Dave, do you not think it should be competitive? Do you think it's just a bit over the top? What do you reckon?
I think having a European competition for under 8s is very over the top. Very, very over the top.
I imagine it's like Dad's wanting a jolly, isn't it? Yeah, we'll have
exactly.
have a European tournament.
Yeah. I don't know. I can understand why clubs do it, but I think it's very... I don't know, because I've never been involved with someone in football who coaches or was very good at football at the age of under 8, as far as I'm aware of, and it's sort of how do you see the natural talent when they're that young? Obviously they must be better than you see videos of it on Twitter and things, don't you? But
you definitely will do. But I think what something caught my eye a few weeks back was there was a Man City under 3s performance team or something like that. I was like, seriously, that's taking a mick. My son has just started playing football. He will go play every Saturday. He's about 4.5.
Yeah.
And he's reasonably good in his age group. But there's a lot of kids, even in that age group, 4, who are just running around picking up daisies off the grass. So I don't understand what they're doing at 3 years old. That's really putting a lot of pressure on the coaches to keep. It's like herding cats, that would be.
Yeah. I just don't know enough about that really youth football to know if it's right or wrong, but from what I see of it, it's sort of like it's how good can someone be at the age of 7? How well can you see their career progression, and are you sort of setting them up? I don't know. It's very tough because I don't have kids myself, so I don't know. Let's say one of your boys got scouted by, I don't know, Gillingham or something as the closest big big team. Yeah, the only club in Kent. They got scouted by Gillingham at the age of 6, and they asked them to, can you bring them up every Saturday and for training and then a game and go to Juventus on a jolly. Oh well, you'd probably love that, but yeah.
All right, Dave. This sounds like a dream. Okay, so
okay, so you'd be all up for that. You'd be like, yeah, let's
as long as my son enjoyed it, I wouldn't be forcing him into it. I'd be trying to convince him that it could open up doors for him. But if he's really not enjoying it, I'm not putting him in that situation.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. So.
All right.
All right.
Well, we'll
Very
leave
interesting bit of
Charles
news.
there.
I had no idea about that. So very interesting bit of news. Yeah.
Well done, Luton under 8s. Well
Yes.
done.
Well done.
We'll move on to Wayne Hennessy. He's desperate to learn about the Nazis. Do you know that, Dave?
Adolf Hitler. Who's that? What did he? What's he
Yeah,
done?
who
is Adolf Hitler?
He was Wayne Hennessy was so close to naming his firstborn Adolf because he just liked the name. He didn't realise it had any significance. He was like, "Oh, that's a lovely name. Strong, powerful name."
Yeah. I mean, is he having a laugh? To quote Ricky Gervais, is he actually having a laugh? It's unbelievable. Like
Wayne Hennessy is the same age. He's a year younger than us, right, Dave?
yeah.
So I feel like there would have been similar curriculums at school. Although he was brought up in Wales, maybe the Welsh curriculum is very different. But everyone knows about the Nazis.
I had mates from Bristol who were Welsh and went through the Welsh education system. They didn't go around calling people Adolf and doing Nazi salutes and then saying they didn't know what the Nazis were. Like,
I'm hoping this is just his legal team just getting him out of a sticky situation. We're going, I had no idea.
Did you hear the evidence he showed to the FA? He showed him shouting on a football pitch doing the same sort of symbols.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, that's not... Yeah, but I shout on a football pitch and I cup my mouth and I point. But that's very different from doing it to a German photographer on a team night out.
When there isn't a stadium of fans around you to try and to focus your voice either.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the fact it was a 3-person panel and 2 of them found him like not guilty, so to say, and then because the FA weren't, the words they've used to describe it, they weren't light in their wording to say basically he's a complete moron for not knowing about the Nazis and stuff. They haven't skirted the issue. They do seem like quite genuine in their point of not finding him. But it's just, how can you not know? How can you not know about the Nazis and Hitler and fascism and everything they did? It's just dumbfounding. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous. And I don't know, maybe there's someone listening to this podcast who's now thinking, oh my god, what's a Nazi? I mean,
Google it. Have a little learn about World War II. Just learn about that. That would be
because the other thing, right? If someone had told him that he had done a Hitler salute or something to do with the Nazis, as soon as someone flagged that up to him, you thought he would have gone and Googled it and been like, "Oh shit, I've made
Hitler salute. What are you on about?
Yeah, like, oh yeah, what's that then? Like, go and Google it, and you'd be like, "Oh, I've made a big cock up here," and then you would tweet out being like, "I'm really sorry." But yeah, and also, has anyone ever been desperate to learn about the Nazis? Anyway,
not me. Yeah, I don't mind learning about it, but I was never desperate. But it's a lovely headline. He's desperate. Roy Hodgson's like, he's desperate to learn about them.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Yeah. What else, mate? What else?
I mean, let's not avoid it any longer. I feel like I need to go there now.
Right.
There's a few Champions League matches during the week.
There were. Some were good, some were bad.
Yeah, let's start with Tuesday, the Ibrahimovic derbies.
Oh.
So we had Barca United and Juve Ajax, both Ibrahimovic derbies. So you can quickly cover the Barca United. Go ahead, Dave. What do you reckon? What happened?
It was as to be expected. I think the only thing to come out of it being expected, or wasn't expected during the game, was the David De Gea mistake. I mean, he's had a couple in him this season. He's had a few more than normal.
He's not been his usual superhero.
No, he's sort of carried on a little bit from the World Cup, where he had a bit of a dodgy World Cup with Spain. Well, actually, he was pretty atrocious in the World Cup for Spain.
Did he make a save?
Yeah. And it just showed, I think this is what everyone was expecting from Barcelona. Like, they just stepped up another gear and completely dominated us. And it was sort of what I was expecting. There was always that little nagging thing in the back of the mind, like, oh well, we did it to PSG, we could do it, and hitting the bar inside a minute or 50 seconds or whatever it is through Marcus Rashford, it sort of gives you a bit of hope. But yeah, it's in between. I think it was the first minute and the 90th minute we didn't actually do that much. Like, Rashford hits the bar in the first minute and Sanchez makes Ter Stegen make a good save in the 90th minute. But in between that, it was just completely Barcelona, and it showed the vast difference that we've got. And, your favourite, Messi, scoring 45 goals in 42 appearances this year this season is ridiculous. Yeah, he just turned it on,
it is.
didn't he? He was just like, nah, I've had enough of this. Let's put this game to bed. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, your thoughts on Ole now? Ole had a quote during the week, and it sounded very Mourinho-esque.
Oh, it's if you see the whole. Oh yeah, this is the one saying players need a reality check, isn't it? That quote.
Yes.
It's taken. If you see the actual whole press conference, if you see and you read the whole transcript of the press conference, it's actually taken quite out of context with how the BBC and people report it, because they want to report it as if it's all falling apart.
Oh, I've been down a kipper, have I?
Yeah, okay. Because it's more like he was saying, these people, they need a reality check in terms of we're not at Barcelona's level yet. That we're not playing at that level. Our players aren't performing at that level. It wasn't to say all you people are really lazy and you're never going to make it at Man United sort of thing, like a Mourinho sort of rant. But then at the end of
it was Mourinho. He'd have actually mentioned players by name. And
he did.
Made them cry.
Solskjaer did mention one player actually in the press conference, and it was Anthony Martial again. He did actually name drop Martial to say, he's a wonderful talent, he's really good, but he's just got to put in a little bit more effort for the whole team, sort of thing, is what he said, to paraphrase it.
Oh.
So yeah, he did say that, but he was a lot more upbeat about it than just Mourinho, where he just used to beat people with a stick and not do anything else. He was a little bit more upbeat about it. But yeah, a game that I think we all saw coming. This is what we were expecting, and Barcelona deservedly go through, and Man United deservedly crash out of the Champions League in a position much further than I think any United fan would have expected when we drew PSG out. So
yes, absolutely, yeah. So, I mean, in the other tie that night, Ajax beat Juve, and I mean, Ronaldo got his customary goal, but it wasn't enough, and Ajax probably should have won by many more over 2 legs. But Ronaldo wasn't enough to bring the Champions League trophy to Turin this year, but there's still a few more years.
Yeah, and that's my prediction finished, because I said Juve would win it this year when we started this at the beginning of the season. Yeah, I think I had Juve down. I feel bad for Ajax because obviously you can't feel bad when they've won. They've done really well.
Bad for Ajax.
Yeah, because this team's going to get ripped to shreds at the end of the season. It's going to be absolutely. I mean, De Jong's already going to Barcelona. De Ligt will get a big move somewhere because so many teams are crying out for a really good centre back. Van der Beek will get sold. I mean, it wouldn't even surprise me if people like Tadic get a big move to a bigger club out of this. So that's why I feel bad for them.
Hakim Ziyech will probably go, I'd have thought.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. So it's that's why I feel bad for them, and I hope they win it. I want Tottenham to win it as well, but I want Ajax to win it.
I hate to break it to you, Dave, but they can't both. But
yeah,
so out of the 4, you would like your top one to see it win. It would be Ajax.
It would be brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. Imagine that. It'd be amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I still don't really understand the complications if Tottenham win the Champions League and finish 4th. I'm still not too sure what happens, because then it depends on the Europa League, and now Arsenal are in a really strong position.
I haven't even encompassed that.
Well, if Man United finish 5th or finish 4th and then we don't get in the Champions League, I'm going to be pissed off. Was it you guys that happened to you with Chelsea?
Yeah, all right, Dave. It was us.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm fully behind the Ajax train, and now watch them get absolutely smashed by you lot. So.
Oh man, I don't know. I am nervous, but we'll come to that in a sec. Just a quick mention of Ronaldo and Mourinho there, because of Juve's title win yesterday. What have Ronaldo and Mourinho got in common?
They're both Portuguese. Winner. What's my prize?
Oh, yeah. Okay. You win an Easter egg. Okay.
Thank you.
But they're both the only people to win titles in Spain, Italy, and England.
Ooh, very well done. Well done them.
What are you going to say? Well done me. Thank you.
No, not you. You gave me a very easy question. They're both Portuguese.
All right, we'll move on to Wednesday night. So we had the Raul Morales derby, Porto versus Liverpool, and that was just a formality really. But I am impressed at how amazing how Liverpool have just got through these knockout rounds with next to no real issues really. It's just kind of just a formality, isn't it?
Sorry, I was having a quick drink. Yeah, it is. It is a formality, and I think that will backfire against them, because they're going to be coming up against a proper machine in Barcelona. They're going to become a good, high functioning, incredibly good machine, and it'll be their first real test not the first real test in the Champions League, but you know what I mean. Like, it's going to be.
Oh yeah, in the knockout rounds,
brilliant.
it will be an actual test. To be honest with you,
it's going to be mouth-watering.
I've got a feeling these. I think these will be really rubbish matches. To be honest with you,
I think Suarez is going to score a hat-trick in the Nou Camp against Liverpool, and he'll celebrate, and everyone will get really pissed off, and it will make me laugh.
With a Coutinho hat-trick of assists.
Oh, that would be good fun, wouldn't it? That would be good fun.
Yeah.
So
there's one more game to talk about.
Boring.
One last game. One last game, and
how
VAR,
I was going to say how
Lord, VAR.
How happy were you?
What a brilliant addition to the referee's repertoire is VAR. It is the greatest invention. Honestly, that was a shining example of VAR use. It was fantastic. I thought the referee was absolutely fantastic that game because he used it when he needed to, and he also accepted his own decisions as well. I thought that was fantastic. And my view, is that he got both decisions absolutely spot on. Is my view.
Okay.
I would like to hear. So let's just clarify. Spurs. Well, this is actually a confusing one. So Spurs lost 4-3, which means we drew 4-4 on aggregate, and which we won the tie on away goals. So it was an absolutely ridiculous game. 5 goals in 25 minutes. De Bruyne was absolutely off the scale. I think he got a hat-trick of assists.
Yeah.
It was just absolutely crazy. Opening kind of 10 minutes, I think it was 4 goals, and I just didn't really know what to make of it. I was really, as soon as Sterling's goal went in initially, I was like, oh god, head in hands. It started far too soon. And then Son gets a couple. After he got the second, I was like, oh my god, we're doing this.
That second one, yeah, that was the one where I think where everyone was sort of like, oh my god, what is this game got in store?
And then it was very similar to Salah or the Alderweireld own goal against Liverpool. Bernardo Silva's the 4th goal. Bernardo Silva's second for City. It was like that kind of near post, clunky, slightly own goal issue to it. I was like, oh god, horrible goal to give away. And then a slight technical issue there with my my internet. But we'll carry on. And so obviously when Son gets his second goal, and then Bernardo Silva equalised. So we're at 2-2, and then Raheem Sterling grabs it to make it 3-2, and I'm like, oh goodness. And then you just want to hold on till half time.
Yeah.
And I thought the second half was going to have to be a little more low key because Christ, I think the players have been dead on their knees after like 60 minutes if it carried on that pace. But then obviously Aguero grabs another and makes it 4-2 on the night. And I was in the middle of texting all my friends. Yeah, all 2 of them.
Yeah.
And I think it was the 79th minute, 78th minute. I was like, if Spurs score now, this is too early to score because we won't be able to hold on. And literally, I hadn't even finished composing the message, and Llorente's hip grabs a goal at that point, and I was like, and I just messaged, oh fuck, because I thought that is too early because they're just gonna, that gives them 11 minutes to score a goal, and I thought, oh no. So let's tackle the first VAR issue at that point then, Dave.
Right.
What are your thoughts?
Which bit are you talking about? As in, for the Llorente.
The Llorente, the goal goes in, and it seems to, as Rio Ferdinand, you can see the skin on his arm move because a lot of Man City fans have said that is handball, and I think absolutely not because it's not deliberate. There's no movement of the hand towards the ball. The position of the hand is tucked into the body. It barely touched it. I mean, there's another angle where it seems to clip his elbow, but
no, not for me. Not for me, Clive. I don't think you can disallow that goal. Just because to bring it to a review we're going to get onto later, if you give that as a non-goal, you have to give a penalty against Kyle Walker in the game that happened on the weekend, and neither of them were penalties. That wasn't a penalty, and this was a goal.
Neither a handball.
Yeah, neither a handball. Yeah, I think that was quite the easy one.
Yeah, and so then obviously Spurs are now under the cosh. We're winning on away goals, and it's just like the siege. Well, I say a siege, possession siege, crossing siege. Not many clear-cut chances. Aguero has a dolly of the header, and then it gets to the final minute, and we're playing. Well, we're not playing in their half at all. We have no one with any legs to run. If Mr. Sissoko was on at this point, he'd been doing a few runs down the pitch. But I mean, Wanyama at one point just punted the ball. out. And he had space to run into. He was like, no, yeah, his legs have been gone from like the 40th minute. So Ericsson just gives it away. Bernardo Silva tries to intercept, but manages to flick it over the back line. Aguero runs through, lays it into Sterling. Sterling scores. I fall onto my floor in my lounge, head in my hands, holding back the tears. I'm like, oh, this is... I just knew it was going to happen. And I can hear the City Stadium in the background, just raucous. And then I sit up, and then it all just gone silent. And you hear Jermaine Jeans going, oh, I've disallowed it. And I was like, what? And I was so perplexed. And I've seen a lot of... because I've actually kind of just tapped this into my veins over the past few days, just soaking up all of the coverage on it, and so many people gone, oh, it's ruined the atmosphere. But I feel like it's just changed the atmosphere. It's changed it. It's now a roller coaster. I described it as a roller coaster of emotions after this match, because people complained, oh, the atmosphere in the stadium. Well, yeah, the atmosphere in the stadium changed because the City got the wrong end of the decision. Imagine if it was the other way around, it was at the Spurs stadium and the decision got made, it'd been a massive atmosphere. I think it's just different. You've got to just accept things are different, and the decisions are becoming right, in my opinion. But Dave, your thoughts on the offside decision for Aguero?
The correct decision. I think it was. Yeah. I think it was correct. I think it is a good example of VAR. This is what it was brought in to do. This sort of thing, not anything small, not anything like a throw in or a little free kick or anything like that. But it's here to get decisions right like this, where this could be Tottenham's season now. Like, this could be the first trophy Pochettino wins, and it'll all be due to a correct VAR decision. I know you've got to beat Ajax and then win the final, but you know what I mean? It's a huge decision, and it got it right, in my opinion. It was offside, disallowed correctly,
that's what I can't.
Just one last thing. Have you seen the video on Twitter of the fan that left the stadium after Sterling scored and gets interviewed? And he says...
it's disheartening loss, isn't
it?
Yeah. Like, what?
You must be disappointed. What do you mean? We've won. No, the goal got disallowed. Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. At least he got home on time.
Yeah, hashtag never leave early.
Correct.
That's what she said.
But yeah, that's the thing I can't get. I can't get my head around, is that people complaining that the decisions are right. Like, you complain about atmosphere, but... I think Spurs fans would be more grieved if they had a decision would go against the wrong way, or whichever way around it is. A team's going to be much more grieved, and it'll be for years and years and years to come. They'll be like, it was an offside goal, but just because the atmosphere's changed, City fans go, you know what? Oh, the atmosphere changed in that match because the decision got corrected.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you sort of have to think of it from a professional point of view. Now, I'm not saying Man City wouldn't want to win the Champions League this year if that goal had counted, but if, let's say they won, that goal stood and they went through, and then they went and played Ajax and they won 1-0 over 2 legs, and it was from an offside goal that wasn't given because VAR didn't exist, and then they won the final 1-0 from an offside goal because VAR didn't exist. Like, would you want that as a professional, knowing that you haven't really actually scored a legitimate goal?
In the heart of hearts, you feel a little bit guilty about it, wouldn't you?
But yeah, well done Spurs. I mean, absolutely batshit game, batshit crazy, unbelievable stuff. You said you were going to get absolutely trolloped, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, and yeah, and luckily we didn't. But it was just, I think it was far too open a game. I think it was a little bit. I think City lost it in the first leg by playing a very second string side, and I think they lost it in the second leg by not playing Fernandinho. There was far too much space to run our players to run at City's back line. I think Fernandinho would have really shut up shop, like he did do when he came on yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's a big thing being mentioned about Pep Guardiola's big game management. Do you think it's an issue, like that he's?
I think it's becoming a bit of a. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you don't continue as normal. Like, players often say, yeah, we're prepared for this just like a normal game, but I think he's now getting into a habit of overthinking things.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Let us know in the comments what you think about that as well, because it is becoming a bit of a mountain out of a molehill sort of thing, and it's getting a lot of traction that Pep now overthinks these big games.
Yeah, so. I mean, the man's nigh on perfect as a manager, isn't he? So I think any small crack, which wouldn't be anything for someone less successful, is becoming a big thing, because people just love to find a fault in someone, don't they?
Yeah, very true. Very true. Right, so that's the Champions League roundup done. Josh, what else is in the news for you, other than not knowing about the Nazis and the Champions League and under 8s football?
A quick one. Alex McLeish resigns. He's gone.
Yes. Well, how long till David Moyes is appointed? That's what I want to know.
odds-on favourite is Scott Gemmell, the under-21 manager. So maybe they're looking to the future.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
But yeah, I would not be surprised if David Moyes had got that gig. And I mean, he's a bit of a dinosaur, isn't he? I mean, I'm not sure it's the right move for him, but maybe he wants a bit of.
I think it would suit him. He like, could you get any closer to like the Everton of international football? It's Scotland, isn't it? Like Everton in the late 90s, in the early noughties was. It's like Scotland, isn't it? They've got some good players.
They had Walter Smith as a manager, so there is a Scotland tie to Everton. I hadn't really thought about, and the fact that they often stayed very British as a side, haven't they? They've had a few Scottish players or players who've gone to manage. Like Alan Stubbs went to manage in Scotland. David Weir was there. David Unsworth, was he Scottish or English? Can't remember.
He's Scottish, David Unsworth.
Yeah, so there has been that Scottish link to him,
yeah. But and then just other news. Juventus have won the league again, as you mentioned before. With your question of what's the same between Ronaldo and Mourinho, and other than them both being Portuguese, they've won titles. So well done, Juventus, for winning their 8th straight Serie A title. Ridiculous.
But PSG are still bottling it. They've bottled it twice in 2 games now. They can't get themselves over the line.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. And did you see Klaus-Jan Huntelaar? The news
go on.
He's scored for Ajax. He's still playing. He's still going. Scored for Ajax in the 78th minute, and then got sent off in the 84th minute.
Nice. Yeah. Busy end to the match.
Busy day, exactly. So,
talking of busy days, did you see the Empoli Atlanta Empoli match?
Oh yes, the game
weekend,
where with the FM, everyone got FM'd or CM'd or however you want to call it.
Yeah. Atlanta had 47 shots, 18 on target with a 5.86 xG. Empoli had 3 shots, 1 on target with a 0.19 xG. The scoreline 0-0.
Yeah, it's just
the reason that it's not quite FM because otherwise Empoli would have won 1-0.
Yeah, they would have done. Yeah, so it was bizarre, absolutely bizarre.
And a similar thing happened on Friday night in the Championship. Leeds pushing to go back 3rd, playing against Wigan, who had the worst away record in the league, 21st in the league. So Leeds miss a penalty, then they go a goal up. Wigan get a man sent off. Leeds have 75% possession throughout, manage to lose 2-1 and don't go into second position. So still to be confirmed if we'll see Leeds in the Premier League next year.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. One last thing, Josh. One last bit of news. What do you feel about Mohamed Salah being in one of the top 100 most influential people on the planet?
I presume he's having a larger influence in Egypt than he is here, because I would not put him there.
Yeah, he's because he's done a piece with Time magazine and got voted in as one of the 100 most influential people in the world. So at the current time.
Oh,
so yeah.
Okay.
I assume it's
maybe
around
it's because
the Muslim and Egyptian.
Yeah.
And
I was about to say, a positive Muslim role model for the world isn't a bad thing, so maybe there is that element to it. But speaking of Mo Salah, he was excluded from the Player of the Year team, and obviously Young Player of the Year. So we'll. Have you seen the lists?
I haven't.
Yeah?
Oh, I've seen the young player. I haven't seen the proper player. Proper player. That's not the right way to describe it. I haven't seen the adult Player of the Year. I'm just loading it up on BBC. Okay. Here we go. So. Who's your vote going to then? Who's your?
I would be tempted. I think I'm going to go for Eden Hazard.
Really?
Is my vote. Yeah, I think. Although Chelsea haven't had a great season, but Eden Hazard has just been on a.
Can you show your working?
Yeah, I'll show my working. He's been phenomenal. He's just such a good player. It's so exciting to watch. Has dragged Chelsea to a position which is, albeit a bit pathetic. He dragged them to that position. Scored, assisted, been exciting to watch. Yeah, I would go for Eden Hazard.
Okay, all right. I was not expecting that from you. I always lean towards a defensive player if they're in the list, and I think Van Dijk has been an absolute colossus for Liverpool this season, and I'm sort of leaning towards him. If not, I think it would be Raheem Sterling, because he's just been incredible this season, scoring goals, playing in an amazing team, yes, but I think Raheem Sterling's been very, very good. I'd probably lean to Van Dijk though. I'd probably say centre-back club. I'll probably go for the central defenders club and vote for Van Dijk. I reckon.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, Sergio Aguero's got to be one of the most underrated players. He just scores goals consistently, been fantastic. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Sadio Mane again has been very good this year, but I don't know.
The thing
Hasn't
is,
excited me. I mean, Eden has excited me, yeah. And Mane's just been very consistent goal threat, but
they need to be. They
player.
need to be the best player at that club, and I think Van Dijk has been better than Sadio Mane in terms of what he's contributed to Liverpool this season. So I wouldn't vote for Sadio Mane. And again, for contribution into the game, and probably because it's a bit of an English bias, I'd say Sterling's done more than Aguero for Man City this season.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eden Hazard. I didn't picture you voting for Eden Hazard. So.
Oh, I love Eden Hazard. He's such a good player.
Also, what do you think about Son Heung-min being in the list?
Be excluded from the list.
He was he not on the list? Oh no, sorry,
no,
yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he got excluded
list,
from the list, didn't he? So
I don't know. He's had an influence around broader competition, so he's had a very good Champions League impact for us. So I think maybe that you think he's had a better league season than he has, but it'd be nice to see. But I'm not sure that he's not at the same level of season as the other players.
Okay, and then on just very quickly while we're talking about things like this, so manager of the year. Have you had thoughts of who you'd like to see get manager of the year?
Manager of the year, I think it depends. If it would be Klopp if Liverpool win the league.
Okay, yeah, all right.
That would be definite for me. I think if Watford win the FA Cup, it will be
Gracia.
Yeah.
Benitez, does he get in your list? Do you think Benitez gets in your list?
No, he's done really well, but as he said yesterday after his post match, he's like, I want to achieve, I want to win things, I want to challenge for things, and he's just, I mean, yeah, he's done really well, but no, not enough for me.
Yeah, no, okay, fair enough. And then what was the young player? Who's in that?
Young player, so we have Trent Alexander-Arnold, David Brooks, Marcus Rashford, don't know how he's involved, Declan Rice, and then these two can get right out of it. Bernardo Silva and Raheem Sterling, get out. You established Premier League players, international players, get out of this list. They need to change it. It's under 23s currently. It needs to be under 21 or debut or a kind of debut season type thing.
We've discussed this before, and I think we both agreed we'd prefer it to be a sort of like rookie of the year, so that it's their first real season or the first time they've played over 10 games in the Premier League or something. I think in that list I'd probably go. Maybe Alexander-Arnold. I do like him as a right back. I think he's done very, very good things as a right back. I agree with you.
Can you understand?
Don't know how Rashford's in there. No, don't
it's
understand
awful.
it.
It's like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, probably one of the best right backs in the league this year. Marcus Rashford scores like, what was it, 6 goals in 6 games or something for United when Ole comes in and suddenly he gets a nomination.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
we might see a double, a Raheem Sterling double for men, young and player of the year.
Yes. Now, if he wins player of the year, is it a bit stupid if he then doesn't win young player of the year? Because you're saying he's the best adult footballer, which surely then makes him the best young footballer.
Yeah.
So,
which leads us nicely into our quiz, Dave.
Oh, okay. All right then. Let's go.
Unless you had any other news, we're going for the quiz.
No, I'm good. Let's move this on. Yeah, quiz.
Alright,
I'm excited now.
So with those nominations, there in the Premier League era, 6 players have won the Young Player and also the Player of the Season award.
Oh god.
PFA, this is. So I need you to name me the 6 players to have achieved that feat.
Oh god. Michael Owen.
Great start.
Yeah?
No, it's wrong.
Oh, damn it. I was well surprised I'd get on straight. This is a really hard quiz, Josh. I bet no listeners know the answers to this.
Pretty sure we know all of these players and they're all really good players.
Oh, crap. Okay. Dele Alli.
Would all have played in wrong.
Harry Kane.
Wrong.
Raheem Sterling.
Wrong.
Eden Hazard.
Correct!
Okay, 1. David Beckham. No, he wouldn't have got it. Would he have won young player? No.
No, he wouldn't have.
Steven Gerrard.
Yes.
Frank Lampard.
No. Are you just listing?
I'm just listing Premier League footballers that I can know. I don't have any idea about this question. I'll be totally honest with you. I have no idea, and I've got Eden. I've got one, so I'm actually
Two. Eden has Steven Gerrard.
Steven Gerrard. Yeah.
4 to name, and they're all. I mean,
Are they...
3 of them you really shoot. I mean,
Okay.
they're such big names. 3 of them have played for a club that you know very well.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
And the other, yes, we'll leave it there.
Roy Keane.
Of them won the. No,
Oh.
one of them won Player of the Year before he won Young Player of the Year, so that really threw that out of whack.
Wow. Okay.
So he won Player of the Year, didn't win Young Player of the Year, and then a few years later won Young Player of the Year. Like, what's going on?
Kevin De Bruyne.
Oh my goodness, Dave, no.
Oh, I'm just listing really famous footballers.
Right. Let's move on to the matches we had played yesterday in the Premier League, as we put it succinctly.
Yeah.
So we had we had 6 matches yesterday. We had an early kickoff, an afternoon, evening kickoff, and 4 3:00ers. The good old Saturday 3:00 kickoffs. Lovely. We'll start with the Ben Thatcher derby, shall we?
Yeah, the Man City Spurs game.
Yeah, the rematch.
What a weird game. Like,
I was honestly thought we were down for an absolute spanking.
well,
and
yeah,
Man City's best.
we texted each other,
Man
didn't
City,
we?
yeah.
And you thought it was going to be an absolute shellacking.
Yeah, and Man City started like they were absolutely fuming with us. They were just crunching into tackles, just going all at it, and we're like, uh-oh. And they scored after like 4 minutes something. Phil Foden getting his second Premier League start.
Yeah,
About the only thing he contributed in that game, scoring, because he wasn't actually very good, I don't think.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So, good diving header from a yard out. Love it.
Love a diving header. Got his shirt muddy, so that was nice.
Yeah, exactly. It made it look like he did a lot in the game, didn't he? Dirty shirt. So,
but yeah, look how dirty my shirt is. Yeah, but in reality, I think Spurs got themselves really well. And to be honest with you, it could have been as goals galore as the midweek match if anyone could have finished, because I think Spurs created 3-4 good opportunity. I think the finishing was just woeful in this match, really.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I mean, there was one moment where Son, I think, was put through over the top, and he managed to like head it straight up in the air, and both Man City defenders ran away from the ball, and Son then ran through on goal, and Ederson made a good save, and Raheem Sterling hit one straight at Gazaniga. I say straight at him. It was actually a good positional play from Gazaniga.
A good save.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
good goalkeeping position.
Gary Neville was incredibly harsh over Gazaniga in that match. He was just rinsing him for his passing out the back.
I think what I've seen of Gazaniga, I think he's a very good backup goalkeeper.
I do, and I must admit, we'd signed him from Southampton, did previous play for Gillingham, and I was like, oh, blooming heck, this lad's going to be atrocious. But he's actually, I mean, Michel Vorm's out of contract in the summer. I'd happily have Gazaniga as second, and then a youth player, English youth player, as third. And yeah, I think he's a good goalkeeper. He's a lot better with his feet than Hugo. Ultimately, there's not many things that you can, because obviously there's limited playing time. There's not many things that would differentiate the two at the moment. So. But obviously Hugo should be the better player overall. But I think Gazaniga is a very good goalkeeper.
Yeah. I mean, and it was a game when City got that lead and you guys sort of came back into it. You could see Man City were very like digging their heels in. Resilient, I guess is a good word to use. Where they were like, no, you're not going to fuck us out of 2 competitions in a week.
Yeah, very much so. And City looked very nervous that second half. It was a very uncharacteristic play by City. They were just really panicky, weren't they?
Yeah, it was. It was very strange to see it, but I think they've got over that hurdle now, haven't they? So they've just got to beat us on Wednesday. Is it? I think we play Wednesday or Tuesday. Beat us on Wednesday, and then I think that's the title's theirs. I can't see them.
Okay, so that basically means that Manchester United are Liverpool's last hopes of the title. So, what are your thoughts? Do you want to win?
I always want to win. I want to win because it's the Manchester derby. Like, forgetting the ramifications of it, I want to win.
No, don't forget. You need to consider the ramifications. That is the crux of the question, Dave. What the ramifications would be: you win. Liverpool win the title.
Yeah.
You lose or draw. You win or draw. Yeah, and Liverpool win the title.
Yeah.
You. Yeah. Do you want that?
If that's the outcome of a Man United winning the Manchester derby, that's the outcome of the derby.
Yeah.
I've made my peace now that one of my least favourite 2 teams in England is going to win the league, and I don't have a hatred for Liverpool. I'm not a Mancunian. I don't have that hatred of Liverpool. Liverpool were a good team when we were growing up, and it's I don't want them to win the league, but I also don't want Man City to win the league, and I don't want to lose a Manchester derby just so that Liverpool don't win the league. I'd rather have the pride of winning a Manchester derby that then also curtails with Man City not winning the league, no matter who else wins the league. Like, yes, Liverpool fans will be a bit irritating for a long time, but they've played really well this season. It's been both of these teams deserve to win the league, really, don't they? The way they've been playing. So
yeah. I don't think it's going to change in coming seasons. Looking at next season briefly, Arsenal's still under development. Chelsea
under development.
Chelsea potential transfer ban, still new manager developing. United have a lot of investment. Spurs, if they can hold on to their better players like Alderweireld, Eriksen, and then obviously maybe it's a bit more money spent, so £1. But ultimately, Liverpool City should be progressing again.
It is very strange to see a table where two teams are sort of so far away from the rest of the group at the top four. Because normally when it's like this, it's just one team, isn't it, that's battered their way and got like a 12-point lead or whatever it is, or an 8-point lead or something like that. And to have two teams actually really gunning for it, it's incredible. And it should, as long as there's no drastic changes. Yeah, exactly. As long as nothing drastic changes, like with maybe Klopp going to somewhere or Pep going back to Barcelona. I don't know, something that's a little bit unrealistic at the moment.
Yeah, like a Mane going to Real Madrid or a Salah going to Real Madrid or something like that. Yeah, like
that could affect it because Divock Origi is not as good as either of those players. So yeah,
how dare you?
Sorry, but yeah, But
I suppose what it would be a softener if you were to lose the derby, knowing that at least Liverpool stand less chance of winning.
Yeah, I mean there is that thing of the way the teams are playing. I'm expecting us, and it's at Old Trafford, so I'm. I don't want to lose a Manchester derby at Old Trafford. I can draw it. Drawing's fine. I also think Rafa Benitez is going to haunt Liverpool when they play Newcastle. I think that's going to be a draw, that game.
Well, Liverpool's final two matches, was it Newcastle-Wolves?
Yeah.
That's going to be, oh, Wolves. We've got to come on to them later.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, the game in itself was very good. Very, as you said, could have been a massive goal fest similar to the midweek one. But are you happy to move on? Because we're going to be moving on to the ever enigma that is Bournemouth.
Yeah. Do you want to know the derby for this one?
Oh, yeah, I do. Go on. What is it?
See if you remember this player, Laurie Dallavalle.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, I do. He went on. He used to play for Liverpool in the youth system.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and Inter Milan. Then signed for Fulham. His transfer to Fulham was an interesting one. He signed with Alexander Kacaniklic.
Oh yeah, I used to love him.
Which saw Paul Konchesky move the other way.
What a weird transfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, bloody hell. Okay. But yeah, the enigma that is Bournemouth. I mean,
they win 5-0 last week with Brighton.
Yeah, I know, and then lose
1-0 at home to relegated Fulham. Giving Fulham back-to-back wins and clean sheets. It only took 7 months to find their feet in the league.
Yeah, you just need Scott Parker, that's it, with his little magical dust. It's just...
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, there's not really too much else to talk about in the game, but...
No.
I
would say, so Mitrovic takes him to 11 goals a season. Would you say that's a good return for him?
Yeah, I would. I like Mitrovic, though, you know that, so I'm always
even though he scored 5 in his first 6 games, so in the preceding 28 he scored 6.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter at the end of the season, does it? It's the stats of the whole season, so... I still think he's a good... I still think
it does matter.
Well, it does, but I still think he could do a job for a Premier League team next season. But I don't know. Yeah, I could see him moving to Italy or something and just being a big lump up front in Italy. Like, I mean, is it? You remember Quagliarella? Struggling to say.
Quagliarella, yeah.
He was the top goal scorer in Italy until maybe last week. So, and he doesn't do much other than head the ball in the net. So. For a shit team, Sampdoria, I think he's playing for. But yeah, sorry, massive tangent. Back to the Premier League.
Funnily enough, it was also a year to the day since Fulham's last away league win.
Oh, that's nice. That rounds that up nicely.
It does round out nicely. So we'll move on.
Yeah.
We'll move on to Huddersfield Watford, also known as, the fans call it, the Danny Drinkwater Derby.
Danny Drinkwater used to play for Huddersfield.
Yeah, he had a couple of, I think he had a loan there. Although,
Ooh.
after recent news, he clearly drinks something other than water. Huh?
Don't know. That news hasn't filtered to Singapore yet.
Oh, he got caught drink driving.
Oh, what a bellend. What a knob.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
He also opened a restaurant recently, which for some reason he didn't call Eat Food, which is really annoying. No.
That's such a dad joke.
I'm a dad,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Eat food by drink water. That's what, yeah.
Yeah.
So nice. Right. Watford.
Watford. It was a pretty poor performance all round. Although, yeah, well, there's no way about it. But ultimately, it's a good win for Watford. It had been game previously in previous season. They could easily have just, drawn this match. But Delafeu is the difference maker. He got 2 goals, and the first one, similar technique to his semi-final goal. It was that
the little flick,
little wafty old right foot. Yeah,
it's nice. It was very nice. I mean, is this the end of Huddersfield in the Premier League forever? Do you think we'll ever see them come back up?
Oh yeah. No, it's gone. Yeah.
Okay, they're just not very good, are they? I mean, isn't this Grant? This Grant guy must be their top goal scorer, and he's joined in January.
Yeah, he scored 4 since then. Caroline Grant. I really like the look of him. I wouldn't be surprised. You said about Mitro. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him. Someone taking a chance on him. Maybe like a Newcastle or something.
Yeah, true. Also, while we're talking about Mitro, did you say he scored 11 goals for the season?
Yeah.
So that's the same as Watford's top goal scorer, and they're up in 7th. So I think he could do. I think he could do a job, Mitro.
Yeah, he could be He's like a young Troy Deeney.
yeah, but less of a dick. Like.
Is he?
Well, you don't hate Mitro, do you? But you really hate Troy Deeney. I'm going on Josh levels of hatred here. You might.
Okay, I part of my hatred for Troy Deeney is his claim to be a reformed character.
Okay.
Little sending off earlier in the week. His gouge and his face when he tried to do what the Mountain did in Game of Thrones, trying to crush Joe Allen's skull.
Yeah.
You're not a reformed character, mate. You're as reformed as Joe Barton is, but Mitrovic just knows he's a bastard and just gets on with it.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. Another tangent. Brilliant. Right. Huddersfield 1, Watford 2.
Yeah. Huddersfield are now joint record holders with Sunderland for most home games lost in a season at 14. So one more game, one more loss, Huddersfield.
Oh my god! Have they beaten Derby's records yet? No, they haven't, have they? Of goals conceded and. All
the amazing thing this is happening in their 2nd Premier League season.
Yeah,
they've survived a Premier League season.
I was watching. What was I watching? I think I was watching highlights from a couple of weeks ago, and it suddenly clicked to me, and I was like, they haven't just got promoted. They were here last year. Bizarre, absolutely bizarre. Do you think David Wagner is comfortable at home, or do you think he's sort of like, this was my fault, could have done something a bit better?
No. I think he gave it all his all, really. I don't think it's his fault. It's his fault he got promoted.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's your fault. You shouldn't have put them out their depth.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so Watford sitting in 7th with a completely 0 goal difference. Always love to see that. I always want someone to end the season on 0 goal difference. You were bang average.
I've never been concerned.
Yeah.
Never been concerned.
I want 1 year for the team to finish in 10th with a goal difference of 0, and you are the most average team in England. Like, it's brilliant.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I want.
In the Premier League.
In the Premier League.
You'd want them to be in the middle of the league structure.
Yeah, you sort of want them to be in league. I get because there's only 4 professional leagues, isn't there? England, Championship, League 1, League 2.
Promoted, relegated. Yeah.
See, that messes it up, Josh.
Sorry.
You've messed it.
Sorry. We'll move on.
Yeah.
We'll move on into West Ham versus Leicester.
Just want to point out we didn't actually review that game at all, but yeah, let's go. West Ham, Leicester. A tale of a linesman, I would argue. West Ham, Leicester.
Or West Ham. Sorry, you've just skipped over my derby.
Oh yeah, sorry, the derby. Yeah, sorry, the most important bit.
The John Pansel derby.
Oh my god.
Remember John Pansel?
I do. He used to play for Fulham as well, didn't he, John Pansel?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Do you know how he signed for Fulham? I've done a little bit of research on my derbies this week.
No.
He was recommended to Alan Pardew by Yossi Benayoun.
Oh wow. Okay.
I read this in Wikipedia. He competed at right back at West Ham with Tyrone Mears and Jonathan Spector. It's like, fuck it. Christ. Really stretching the word compete.
Yeah, you'd love it, wouldn't you? If you walked into a club, right, this is your competition for places. Are you having a laugh? John Spector.
John Spector Gadget, yeah.
Yeah, bloody hell. Anyway, let's actually review this game.
Yes, right, let's go.
Yeah, so, lovely header from Antonio. Weird celebration.
Lovely
header.
Lovely celebration, because they just got those new carpets
I
installed,
know, yeah, I know.
Really ties the stadium together.
It was a good header.
Do you reckon it was so that their stadium doesn't look so, their stand doesn't look so far back from the pitch?
Yes. That's the 100% the only reason why they've done it.
Yeah, they've just seen Spurs Stadium coming along. Oh my goodness, they're so close. Let's change it from green grass to burgundy carpet.
Yeah.
That'd be lovely. But yeah, nice celebration. He scores for someone who's not actually that big. He's not actually a big player. He scores a lot with his head. He's like the Tim Cahill.
Yeah, that's a very good comparison, Tim Cahill and Antonio. Yeah, I mean, I still don't understand how he got called up for an England squad, but he is a very useful player for a club of West Ham.
Different times they were, Dave.
yeah, true. He's very useful for West Ham, and West Ham looked okay.
West Ham were good.
Yeah,
West Ham were good. No, they set a good pace to this match. It was. Well, they'd been a bit off the pace recently, but no, they set a good bit of pace to this match. And Antonio took the lead for Antonio. Nice cross from, I think, was it Cresswell?
Yeah.
And very similarly, our friend Vardy reborn under Brendan Rodgers.
I loved that finish from Jamie Vardy. He gets so much power on it. He's got a
very small repertoire, hasn't he?
Yeah, but I love that finish. Love it.
But yeah, I think that's 9 in 10 or something along those lines since Rodgers came in. Vardy is on form.
He's having a party, you could say.
He is having a party. And then it was quite end to end really. I think Maddison did well. Maddison seemed to claim a foul in the build up to West Ham's second, but I really don't think so. He had enough time to steady himself and just played a poor pass because he wasn't concentrating. And it was good from Perez. At the look of it, it looks like that goal was going to be offside because he's the only one following in quickly. But it's just good instinct from the striker following in like that, and does well because it comes back to him quite. When it comes off a post, obviously it comes back quicker than a parry or a block. And I think he did really well to tuck that in.
I agree. Did you see his celebration after he scored it?
I did. But I didn't
pointing to the back of his shirt, his name on the back of his shirt, and I assume he's done that so that people just remember who he is when they're like, "Who the bloody hell's just scored that goal?" Oh yeah, it was Perez. Oh well, we got a guy called Perez, have we? Oh okay.
Yeah. I think all of his Premier League goals have come as a sub. So
yeah, and he should have had another. He should have had another.
Oh, he should have. I mean, to be fair, Owen, who's previously guest hosted on this podcast, he was like, "That's clear." Calling it a clear offside. It's really close, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But
it next season will clear that up. But it is really close.
Yeah, but it's a goal.
Absolutely. Yeah, look, I've looked at it more. It is a goal, but I do think like the job of a lino is one of the hardest, and especially when you have players moving opposite directions because Harry Maguire's stepping up at that point.
Yeah, definitely. But it changed the game, didn't it? With Barnes getting.
It did change the game. Harvey Barnes. I don't think he's going to make it as a. He's not going to be an international. He's just the new Mark Albrighton. I think he doesn't seem. He's all action. He's quite enthusiastic, but I don't think he's got that touch of class about him.
I wouldn't mind being his good and getting his wage, to be honest. So.
No.
Yeah, I know.
No, he's not a bad player. He's just going to be a run-of-the-mill Premier League player. He tore it up a little bit in when he went on loan to West Brom. He was good. I think he's going to be one of those ones who is either really good in the Championship or subpar, bang average for an average Premier League side, personally. But hey, hopefully prove me wrong and will develop into and flourish into a beauty. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. And then Wolves Brighton. I think is this Brighton safe getting a point?
Oh, it really does help because they really need to stop the rot in the Chris Iwelumo derby. They really needed to.
Nice. Chris Iwelumo.
Yeah. Both teams need to stop the rot. So Brighton need to stop the rot of their 4 losses in a row, and Wolves needed to pick up some points against the bottom 6.
Yeah, I mean, 1 point against Brighton isn't very good, is it? So
At home, but
at home, yeah.
it's just. But Wolves, they have very little flexibility. I mean, they still persist with a back 3, no matter what. It's like, it always reminds me when England played previously in previous years gone by, when we used to play against San Marino, and we actually would line up with a back 4. And with actual fullbacks at fullback, like, surely at this point can we not play wingers at fullback and really go at them? No one's going to be tested here. It's like that with Wolves against Leicester clubs. You're a really good footballing side, yet you still persist.
Yeah.
You've got 3 centre backs on the pitch. Just mix it up a bit, change it up, get more bodies up. They're not engaging enough, and not. Like, they're too risk averse, I think, when it comes to playing against the bottom 6, and they're just dropping points galore at them, and they need to fix that next season if they're going to have a better year. Otherwise, sides gain confidence. They realise that, and lower sides go, we can pick up points from Wolves, and so they up their game a bit for it because they think they're going to get something out of the match.
Yeah, and I think if you're so rigid in your tactics, that eventually comes back to haunt you with the bigger teams as well. Because they will know how you set up, and then they'll have the know-how.
Absolutely,
how to get around
you've got to adjust year on year. Very rarely does a side play the same year on year. Like Liverpool this year are very different to Liverpool of last year. Chelsea and Arsenal are very different. United now different. Spurs have changed the way they play. They've gone to a diamond. And Wolves need to change next year. Need to adapt, otherwise you get found out.
Yeah, and you never know, that might happen with the transfer window. That you'll assume they're going to be spending some money and bringing players in. So
I would have thought so. But yeah, Brighton lost earlier in the week to Cardiff, which has given Cardiff. It's going to be tough for them because they're 3 points ahead now, I think.
But the Cardiff goal difference is dreadful.
Yeah, that's a point in itself. So Cardiff basically need to get 4 points better than Brighton do in the remaining 4 matches, and I think they start today with home to Liverpool. Imagine if that went the other way. Bloody hell, that'd be huge, wouldn't it?
It would be massive. Yeah, it would be absolutely massive. That's what she said. But into the has Matt Ryan done himself some favours of maybe moving to a bigger club? I think he's had a decent.
Matt Ryan, I've always liked Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
He's a good goalkeeper, good with his feet. Not the biggest goalkeeper, but no, he's had a good season for him.
Do you reckon he could?
I like him.
Go to a different club, and if so, do you reckon Bournemouth might go for him? They need a new goalkeeper.
That's not a bad shout. Yeah, stay on the south coast. Yeah, because we spoke about Begovic last week, who's piss poor.
Nice.
That's not a bad shout at all, Dave. I like that one.
Yeah, I might get some money on it when I'm over in the UK. Put a little cheeky bet on.
Yeah,
Next club, Matt Ryan, Bournemouth.
Or maybe like Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have always struggled with goalkeepers, haven't they?
No, because Wayne Hennessy's getting more intelligent, isn't he? He's learning stuff, so
absolutely.
He'll be back and he'll be better.
Yeah.
So, and they've actually got the goalkeeper they've got, that Gaeta guy. I think they've made it permanent now, so I assume that he's going to be their first choice goalkeeper next year.
Yeah, I'm not been overly impressed with what I've seen so far though.
Nah, but yeah, we have to see. Wait and see.
Okay.
And then the evening game, which I was fast asleep for and haven't. Have I watched the highlights for it? I can't remember.
You'd have to ask yourself that.
Yes, I have, because Jose Perez scored a hat-trick. Yeah, I have seen it.
Jose Perez did score a hat-trick. We spoke about him the other week as being the shittest best or the best shittest player, and he's coming to a little bit of form, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
In the Olivier Bernard derby.
Oh, nice. Oh, you could have gone Alan Shearer.
The man most.
I
could have, but I couldn't. Then I couldn't speak about the fact that when Olivier Bernard got knocked out by Laurent Robert's clearance, which makes me chuckle every time I see it.
Yeah. I couldn't remember that. I can remember that very, very briefly. Yeah. So.
Yeah. But yeah, Jose Perez hat-trick, first hat-trick since he played for Tenerife, I think, in the Segunda division.
Okay. Nice. He scored a hat-trick against one of his former clubs before Alan Shearer did. So, or one of Alan Shearer's former clubs before Alan Shearer did. I've messed up that. So, carry on, Josh. Carry on.
Okay. It was a nice hat-trick. Some nice goals. I really liked his first one. He was pressing high, tucks in a lovely finish past the keeper. Angus Gunn playing again. Angus Gunn made one cracking save. It was the Isaac Hayden volley deflected and went low went back on him, and it was a very good save. But yeah, some nice goals here, and you do wonder if he can maintain any form of consistency. He could be a real threat. I've always liked Diaz Perez. He started off as a kind of a bit of a dribbler, a bit of a head down dribbler, but no, if he can develop a bit of a goal threat, which I don't think he can, because it's really tough to develop a goal threat.
Yeah,
You'd thought he'd.
I think he's coming into form.
He
As
ride this wave of confidence.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think he's getting a wave of confidence through playing with Rondon. I think that's really helping him. Good guy, Rondon.
Yeah.
Being a good guy and helping him out, because Perez sort of plays off him, doesn't he? Like behind him, in a sort of shadow striker role. And I think that's playing into Perez's like strengths, because he doesn't have to go and do the up front running and the hold up play and everything like that. So yeah, I hope it continues for Perez. I mean, Southampton, they're still not totally out of it yet. 4 games to go, 5 points. They should be safe.
Yeah, well, basically 6 points, isn't it, with goal difference again? So yeah, I have no worries about them.
Yeah, very true, very true. Anything else you'd like to discuss, or shall we move on to one of the best segments in the podcast?
We'll move on to one of the best segments in the podcast.
Okay, well, I got a wiki file. Here comes a wiki file. I got a wiki file for you. Hey, right, Josh, you've sent me a wiki file.
I have sent you a wiki file.
That is eclectic. That career.
Isn't it?
I like it. If I say it, I should see it. No, wrong way around. If I see it, I should say it. Okay, youth career, because you didn't get a youth career in last week's wiki files.
So I gave you a big old youth career.
Yeah, you did. 4 different clubs. AMJ Blois, and then he moved from there to their rivals, I'd assume, in Bloisfoot, which I'm butchering that name because I'm going to assume it's French. So it's probably Blois. Blafou. He then moved from there to Saint Jean de la Rue. We'll go with that. And then in another youth club in 2004, moved to Guigon. I'll go Guigon. He made his senior appearance.
Is lovely, though.
Yeah, he made his senior appearance for Guigon. And if you could see me, if I've had a webcam as well, I'm moving my neck in a weird way when I say Guigon. A bit of information for you there, listeners. 2008, he got a move to Vitória Setúbal, which is in Portugal, if I remember rightly. And he then got a big move to Porto. That was his breakthrough move, which he didn't really do much with, because in the same season, in the same year, he did 3 different clubs. That's illegal in professional football to do that. Did you know that? You can't play for you can't play for more than 2 clubs in the same season. And he must have done. Because unless he moved right at the end of 2009, or right in the middle in the summer. Anyway, Vitória Setúbal, 13 appearances, 0 goals. Porto, 15 appearances, 0 goals. Lyon, for 3 years, 93 appearances, 1 goal. Valencia, 2012 to 2014, 25 appearances, 2 goals. That got him a loan move to Liverpool. 15 appearances, 0 goals, which got him a move to Aston Villa. I assume is the Premier League, where he got his Premier League appearances to beat the Carnival, for 55 appearances, 0 goals. Got a loan move back to Porto, 2 appearances. Why did he ever go back to Porto? He just didn't play. Olympiakos, 3 appearances, 0 goals. Then he moved to Turkey and played for Yeni Malatyaspor, 30 appearances, 0 goals, and then is still currently playing. Interesting, at Antalyaspor, and he's played 18 games and not scored. So it's a defender, I'm going to suggest, or a goalkeeper. But I don't think it's a goalkeeper.
Too many goals for a goalkeeper. That is.
Yeah.
Be a Valencia legend. 25 games, 2 goals.
That's very true. Now, I think Liverpool had an Argentinian centre back that they got. No, because he's going to be French, isn't he? Is he going to be French? AMG Bois. You're better at French than me, Josh. How'd you say that youth club where he started? AMJ.
Yeah, Blois.
Okay. We'll go with that.
Would you like an extra clue? Would you like his international or his position?
International, please.
International?
Yeah.
It's 1 solitary cap for France.
Oh,
he has.
okay.
No goals.
1 cap for France. That didn't help, did it? Who?
Well, you had thought Argentinian for a little bit.
That's true.
Earlier.
Yeah, that's true. So he's a defender that had a 1 cap wonder for France, but also played for some pretty big clubs around that time: Porto, Lyon, Valencia, Liverpool. Villa weren't
the odd
terrible.
One is the fact that, the odd bit is the fact that he goes French youth club. I mean, even as a Portuguese link straight away before
Yeah.
he's played even 22 league games. Yeah.
I'm really struggling to think of this. A French defender that's represented.
Do you want his position?
Yes.
Left back.
Oh, okay. Because Liverpool have signed they've had some right dross over the seasons. I'm trying to think of someone that couldn't have been that bad because Aston Villa then signed. Although Aston Villa have also signed a lot of dross, but he played for Valencia.
That was probably his pinnacle, I'd say.
Yeah.
Leon Valencia bit was probably where people thought he was going to achieve a lot.
It's definitely not him because he didn't play for Liverpool, or unless he did, and I'm just forgetting it. It's like it begins with a T, but not Toussaint, or is he the centre midfielder that played for Lyon? Toussaint.
Yes, not him.
Toulon.
No, it doesn't. No.
No, I'm gonna have to. I'm not gonna get it. I don't think.
Okay.
Unless there's another clue.
Okay. His first name's
Al.
His initials are AC.
Aliou
And
Cisse.
he's described. Oh no.
No.
He plays as left back and has been described as sprightly left back with good speed and stamina, says Wikipedia.
Oh.
No.
Ali
he's, Ali
Sissoko.
Sissoko.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. And it's ALY, isn't it? His first name.
It is.
Oh.
God! Now you know it.
Now I know it. Yeah. Oh, good one, Josh. Yeah, nice, good wiki file. I mean, his career drops off a cliff, didn't it? It also shows the difference between. Oh, actually, when he was at Aston Villa, he actually had his loan to Porto during that spell. I didn't see that correctly. He didn't move from Aston Villa to Porto, like after his stint at Villa. It was during it, and then he moved to Olympiacos.
Yes.
And okay, but still playing out in Turkey. Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, good wiki file.
Interesting. Yeah.
Did anyone get that in the comments? Let us know. That was dreadful. That was awful. What inspired you?
Do you think you should have got it then? What inspired me? I'll tell you what inspired me. I was looking at players who'd played for Liverpool and Porto.
Okay.
My derby, my Raul Morella's derby. I was going to go. I won't go for the Ali Sissoko derby. I'll chuck him in as a wiki file.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Do I think I should have got it? No, I think I don't, because I don't have any standout memory of him playing for Liverpool, and I think that's the key. The Liverpool one is the key. Because Aston Villa were terrible, weren't they? Well, they're not terrible, but
yeah.
No,
it wasn't a good time for Aston Villa, I don't think.
So, but yeah, no, good wiki file, Josh. Good wiki file.
Thank you.
What's next on the agenda?
We'll move on.
Yeah.
We'll move on to the poll. I sent out a poll this week.
Oh yeah.
And it was inspired by an absolute tool. It was inspired by Cesc Fabregas, who I'm not a fan of.
Okay, I could guess.
But he posed this question. And I was like, I think he was trolling Spurs fans probably, or I don't know. He's because of Chelsea and Arsenal's performance in the Europa League. Maybe they're going to win it and Spurs won't win in the Champions League. So he posed the question: would you rather your team lose in the Champions League final or win the Europa League final? I was like, I reckon this would be a bit of a divisive question, so I thought I'd pose it to our listeners. And,
it wasn't though, was it?
No, but it's still intriguing. So 29% said they'd rather lose a Champions League final, with 71% saying they'd like to win the Europa League final. But there's still 29% of people thought, I mean, would you really want to lose a final? I mean, that scars you for life. You will always remember that final loss.
That's the thing. And losing a final for a club is very hard to recover from. Like a final that big is very hard to recover from, and it sticks with you and all that time. And I voted win Europa League final rather than lose the Champions League.
I think that'd be a fantastic achievement because, I mean, you look at it now. I mean, Arsenal and Chelsea are big sides in there, and I think it's a lot of credit to win Europa League. It's not an easy thing to do. Spurs have not really progressed in it, and they've competed in it for years. And I think it's a fantastic achievement winning, and it is a trophy. I mean, that United won it a few years back, didn't you, against Ajax?
Yeah, that's good. We can argue that we made Ajax what they are now. They lost that final and came back better from it.
Yeah. Both Arsenal and Chelsea have won it previously. I think it's a fantastic tournament to win.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. I can't understand. I mean, You don't. I mean, being in a Champions League final would be great, but then it's so soured by losing it. I think it'd be a really disheartening. I mean, say Spurs get through to the final, and it'll be against, say, Barcelona. I mean, at that point, I'm not expecting to win, but I'll still be sorely disappointed. Should a loss come about?
Yeah, it's
because you can't help but get your hopes up, can you?
That's it. Well, it's a one-off game. It's a one-off game. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a one-off game. Anything could happen. I mean, Man United. Look at Man United, Bayern Munich. That was like living in the past. But that was what, 2 minutes. 2 minutes is all we needed to win a game in that. Like, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely, anything can happen. And I think if Spurs do get to the final and it is against Barcelona, I think the worst thing for Spurs is if it's a Spurs-Liverpool final, in my opinion. Because I think Liverpool will have a lot of confidence going into that game.
I'd absolutely hate that.
Yeah,
that would be a nightmare. I tell you what, an interesting fact here. The year that Arsenal moved into the Emirates, they also got to the Champions League final against Barcelona.
Oh, really?
Which
Okay.
Spurs could mirror this season.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we don't have. Was it Jens Lehmann sent off? Sol Campbell.
Yeah, that was
Sol Campbell. Sol Campbell scored the to go 1-up, didn't it?
Yeah, to go 1-up. And then
Giuliano Belletti and Henrik Larsson came on.
Giuliano Belletti took it to extra time, and in the last few minutes as well, wasn't it? Because I think it won me quite a lot of money, if I remember, at university, that game. And then, was it Henrik Larsson that won it, or was it...
No, I think it was Henrik Larsson came on and changed it, but Samuel Eto'o scored, I think.
So, yeah, that was a cracking cup final, that. Yeah. Really good cup final.
Good,
Oh, and it's reminded me of Jens Lehmann.
Yeah.
What a batshit person crazy he was.
Yeah, that's eccentricity of 20 right there, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So just before we go and get back to the quiz, because I know we need to get the answers into that, which is going to be rubbish. I don't think I've got any. I haven't. This is the first quiz I've never written anything down. That sums up my knowledge of.
Right, Dave. Just think of fantastic players who played in the Premier League. From when they're young to when they're old.
Okay, all right. I've got a couple of names that I've thought of. So, but just before we get that, then, Everton, Man United. What's your prediction?
I think Everton will win.
Oh God. Man United 2-1.
Oh God, no.
Arsenal, Crystal Palace.
I think Arsenal will win 2-1.
Yeah, 2-0. I'll go for Arsenal, and then Cardiff, Liverpool.
I'm so tempted to predict Cardiff to get something out of this match, but. No, I think Liverpool blow them away.
Yeah, I agree. Minimum of 2-0 is what I'm going for in that game. I'm going to put a minimum on. All right then, so the quiz. Just tell the listeners, Josh, repeat.
In the week, yesterday in fact, the PFA Young Player and Player of the Year have been announced. In the Premier League era, 6 players have won both trophies. Not necessarily in the same season, but just overall. Dave was asked to name those 6. He's currently after a scattergun approach of Michael Owen, Dele Alli, Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling. He's also mentioned Eden Hazard, Cristiano Ronaldo and Steven Gerrard, who have won it. Those 3 have won it. He's therefore got 3 players left to name who've won both the Young Player and the Player of the Year. Dave, over to you.
Ryan Giggs.
Correct.
Yes. Right, okay. Now
that won his like 15 years apart or something crazy.
Yeah. Paul Scholes.
Nope.
No, okay. Is there more? No, he wouldn't. He definitely wouldn't have won the Player of the Year. Is there anyone still playing now, or are they quite retro, or are they recent, or?
So one is both are playing in foreign leagues now, but both are British.
Oh wow! Okay. Both are British, but playing in foreign leagues. Are we talking good foreign leagues, or are we just talking?
Mixed bag.
Okay.
You are going to kick yourself if you don't get this, Dave.
Oh,
seriously.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to have to give up. I'm not going to get it. Go on then.
Alright, Dave. One of them is I don't know if you've heard of this guy. Is it Wanye Rooney? Is it?
Fuck off, Wayne Rooney.
Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney, that's it.
Oh my god, I'm such a twat.
Yeah, and the other one, also, I'm not sure if you've heard of him, is Gareth Barley. Gareth Bale, yeah. He was the one, Gareth Bale was the one who won Player of the Year first, and then a few years later won Player of the Year. In a strange twist of fate.
F did I not get either of them? Oh my god.
You tell me, Dave. You tell me.
Well, because, I've just forgotten about Wayne Rooney. And Gareth Bale, well...
Speaking of Wayne Rooney, he's doing all right in the MLS, but I was having a look this morning at the top scorers, top assists so far. Obviously, Zlatan, I think, is second in the goals, but Nani's tearing up as well. Nani's got like 4 goals, 4 assists so far, as well as Carlos Vela has been the player of the month with like 5 goals, 3 assists. It's yeah, they're doing all right, aren't they?
They have done well. Yeah, Nani to Orlando is a very strange move. Like, that took me by surprise. But yeah, I guess because I still think he's like 27 when he's not. He's probably about 32, 33 maybe.
No, he was always a bit older than you thought in general, because he was kind of like the new Ronaldo, wasn't he? When he Sporting signing, but he was already close to Ronaldo's age.
Yeah, he was.
Signed him.
Yeah. So, cool. Right. Well, I think that's us done for another week.
That is the end. Yeah, that is. We've wrapped it all up. So this will obviously be up on our Spotify channel. So please find us and listen to us there. Search Football Talk or Michael Ballsack, depending on your preference for things.
Gets me every time.
We'll obviously be able to find us on YouTube, which is where we started. Again at Football Talk. Feel free to leave us comments and questions there. We pick them up. Or you can also find us on Twitter at Football Talk. But remember,
there's no A in football.
There's no A in football because some other bastard's got the A in football, just taking it right off us. Leave us comments and posts there, and we'll pick them up. But yes, until next time, I'm out for a couple of weeks now. I'm on a family holiday to Florida, which has really stitched me up watching the Champions League because that'll be on at 3 in the afternoon. I've got to try and work that into my holiday schedule, but I'm sure I'll enjoy it. But I'm sure Dave will have some people to step in my absence to have some very enjoyable podcasts over the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
Until then, goodbye.
Goodbye.